Poker is constantly evolving, and PokerStars is always on the cutting edge of what's up next. Their newest, soon-to-be-released software, PowerUp, is what I would consider a total game changer. It combines elements of both gaming and, of course, the traditional elements of poker that we all love.
Well, I mean, the story was, like I said, it was really important for us. I mean, first of all, put us on the right mentality of how we really want to think about the game. We actually spent quite a lot of time. We thought first, well, we want to set it in the Old West, which is kind of this kind of really traditional poker universe. Like I said, a lot of people think about dystopian universes because that's really kind of the in thing. And we said, you know what? No, let's be positive. Let's be upbeat. Let's do something a little bit different. Turn it on its head. Make it think about like being really positive and be very, very clear about like how we view things. And that poker is competition. Poker is fun. So we wanted to imagine a future where poker was considered the premier game to kind of put everybody as like, how do I become the best of the best? Well, it's because I have to become the best at PowerUp. And so that's really started to inform all of our choices on thinking about not just how we portray the characters, but also like how the powers themselves are presented. Basically, it's like there's this virtual table, and so the things that are happening are things how we would see powers being played in the future. And we set this in 2047, but if you look at VR today, I don't think we're that far off from something like PowerUp being played in an environment where you actually would see something like Disintegrate, where a lightning bolt would come out of the sky and destroy a card.
The inspiration is mostly passion, like because we are all poker players, and like we had like plenty of session, plenty of moment that you speak about, that you think about, like after playing for 12 hours in a cash game session or like at the end of a tournament. And the idea was here, like, like you think about what's happening in the game, like what did I have, what was I holding, what could have happened, like if something else like was happening in a different way, if this board would have changed, if I had different cards, or if I won this coin flip. So that was like mainly the main thing that was the source of inspiration, and it came from two different teams, like just speaking together of what we would like to see as a player, so like that's mostly the source of inspiration, where we think ourselves, like of loving this game and like playing it all the time and trying to think how we can make it better, like even more engaging from a player point of view. And then the other thing was also like, like the game is getting tougher because like players start to have like a good strategy, they have a good grip of what they're supposed to do. And we thought also like by playing other games that usually, like you get, it's nice to have a reset of the rules and like to have to rethink what is the best way to look at the game and how to find the best strategy.
I'm a poker purist. I mean, I've been playing poker for quite a long time, and I love the game. I absolutely love to play. I think it's so much fun. But again, to me, what's really important is that we had to remain true to the heart of poker. So having something like a wild card, I was one of those guys that when you're in a home game and somebody calls like night baseball, 3s and 9s are wild, and all that kind of stuff. I never liked those kind of games because it was all about whoever gets the lucky wild cards. So we wanted to make sure that it still had to be very strong. It had to be very structured rules, and it still had to be poker. So no two kings of hearts, no 5 of a kinds. That's not going to happen. You're never going to see that with PowerUp. We still has to be poker. It's still a 5-card game. It's still a royal flush is the best hand you can make.
It's really fun, because it's mixing like the components on poker, like the game we all love, but it's also like a refreshing look on it, and there's like it's not only is like a really fun to play, but also opens up a lot of possibilities because you can change the game and the powers and the meta game all the time. So it's kind of like we all love the game of poker, but the only thing about it, is it's a little bit stale in some way. Of course, it improves and everybody gets better, but it's in a very, very slow pace, like the improving of the game. Whereas like if you just like bring new powers or new things, it's just like the game is just changing so fast, which is kind of what we need in this age, I think.